but we are very different right now for so that your can recommend without the credit and notifying that trying being able to write those and even in this letter situation get personal that I go to and at that point just that full up election trying to be able to that write a whole election that was on this point without day to day without even telling anyone at that point of that taking this whole like the middle of the night and tell him out to that's the location of the wall to be the that person or that of the people. So certainly there's a thing like with being such an effort of some fighting for like at that point on totally fighting trying showing up all in all that personality that of the like kind of changes like personality that have changed and personality that is the so certainly probably bring that to be done the only person that brand in especially in this that considering that senior senior aspect only for the media to that kind of other than career to get up the line that brand technically so definitely I'm looking for and probably wanting to then stay there with that permanently affect the location of the wall and yeah, also different that without a created at all like brand process like that rotating lands the others I like the location of like the wall and then see brand and like the bird to land everyone at like the majority of like the wall that seems brand like the wall thing that snow eventually feel that and eventually snow at that point is adding to not giving up on brand and deciding to that train brand like and brand for that not exactly what and what you have like that way snow training brand for to need and so need to for that lab brand will be able to get on that support without kind of the person that even when that can say we like the scenario that I was looking at that's no that way training brand to that is on uh, on the phone with like the scenario right on like the scenario training like that way it's no training brand along and plan being a protocol plan to be not that good to learn on as well like in the thing yeah so it's like and that like brand earning eventually earning is like for something for at like the location of like the work around that over snow. So that the scenario that I was very important and that was very my vegetarian question right now is for like Tyrion as well as like attack right not ending up running into each other while Tyrion will be heading off to that setting of landing that and that's why the real character on the setting of landing to like in this scenario that I'm going to find that then not running into each other on the thing like in scenario that I'm going to find so like that way my vegetarian question is for that by the time Tyrion will be making it to that great planet when I'm looking at that here. That's why to be straight away not heading from like being on the land, not straight away heading back to that bit of information, just heading off to that kind of getting affects about this like and their laptop being absolutely disappointed with like the absence of that Tyrion the like the in the tsunami that I'm projecting and maybe my consideration right now is maybe for like before lecture on like making it to like the game land in terms of the time for we need most likely right before lecture on the zero direct lecture back to like the board is when I'm talking about like what that means right before he is getting back to like the board is when I'm just trying most likely for like the church and like fellow practice harmony to be making it to like the thing of landing and basically the bad people or happening while Syrian process would be and like human sharing like it's not kind of so that Syrian I'm totally putting taking advantage of that different to uh, to maintain that absolute stealth and survive in that absolute battle that will take place in that setting of Latin is like the scenario that I'm going for. Syrian definitely not taking part in like the battle but like focusing on like survival for like the time being that scenario that I'm looking at that way a bunch of my friends have totally different form like Syrian most likely certainly ending up being a winner to what might be for the premise and eventual betrayal by from the betrayal to Robert by Jane while Robert some particular member and difference would be the battle between like Robert and Mr. Like Robert would be the but that right before Robert would be bring down because of that almost like Jane from behind that maybe that absolute betrayal and bring down Robert like the not so that And soon after bringing down Robert, Jamie also bringing down picture reflect it's now returning the right at that most likely on sitting with training to be that to be busy in his negative bad against like Calvado. Right maybe right outside like the king of landing and the bad between like Robert and Lucas something happening in the and that way and that like continuously like the betrayal not finding out about like the betrayal of that game on Robert exactly now it's there about it right. So yet like I'm so different while the betrayal of the game will be happening like I'm for the brain from like for like Tyrion to secretly be witness to that about it that game initially not finding out about it then now it's then about it. As I say that once like the battle against like the first fight yeah will be over and like after like adapt about well to the feeling in like defeating Jaguar like the point like the was right main moral lab and going down and the top party is defeated and like the captured and taken as an exactly now it's terrible. So definitely, I would put it that way. Once like that, then with the over that, I don't know to bring up like the down of like over them very created and all that. Your way becoming like getting in. And also for thing like soon after like that is again like the twenty army should be over like a meeting and that for the only one like be in a hurry to be like the king of that before your way ends up taking this like question and like taking to be the basis like this not relevant. For example, bacteria on the theory like the possibility of lack of getting to lack of relying as the more bacteria on so on that's what will be becoming the next skin. Uh, to the along the lines that carry on that for playing such a danger to like carry on that way carry on simply leaving like the in the carry on in fear of like the only like the free leaving like the that so after like the planning and like the idea your only when the scenario there is but like so by before like carry on will be leaving like carry on steady leading up with like and revealing the social information to like about like change betrayal on is like the region scenario that I'm looking on I'm also like yet like that point I'm going to make for like that after like definitely no straight away believe the one words and I'm going to bring that in the frequent communication between what I fear future conversation between like that and the real like and that one straight way questioning carry on about that carry on like that and when out like the France incident and that one maybe even accusing Tyrion of that Tyrion himself puts in brand or like Tyrion having uh, one of his like soldiers that his brand that has a certain like brand on like basically adapt like talking about all his suspicion who might be have them against like Tyrion at that point is then like put right to the dealing with them with both lab adapt saying all the senses in Tyrion and at that point is when I'm for the brain for like Tyrion most likely and that also mentioning about like the hair like the hair strand and that's my found and like so like at that point is when I'm looking for like Tyrion most likely being able to like connect the dots and like Tyrion most likely coming down to the conclusion as to that what might have happened and revealing it to a song at darkness is usually at that point that's exactly revealing the crucial information of like the secret between Jamie and like the Queen about which like Tyrion might have been aware for like a long time might and yet might have kept it a secret for like Tyrion or subtitle. Because like the consumer Tyrion something for like Tyrion to most likely be a hypocrite of like a character while looking down on like people who behave like this that Firon himself might not be as bold as he believes and might be already might have for a long time and might be aware of that the secret between Jamie and like between my gut, but like my being at that time might be too extremely scared of that confronting both between and like Jamie. Yeah, Dorian might not have any of the like gut or like born that we might actually try to focus like to confront or like question Jamie and or like Jamie and like Between about that the findings they have committed to hide their secret might be like the actuality of that Tyrion case that is might have been converting right now. So that way in sort like I'm not coming from like the boss Tyrion would be the exactly understanding that Tyrion really revealing the crucial information about like the secret between like the Tyrion and Jamie to adapt to an extremely strong adapt is like you just now instead of different and after like Tyrion will be connecting that the rods and revealing them, and then revealing the secret to like the dark. Like at that point, after the dark, was like the getting convinced by Tyrion is like the by the versus like the scenario channel section versus the so but my first theory approaching right now is for like soon after like Tyrion to be leaving like the fellow of the train for like trying to really bonding to like learn to like try through like Tyrion's method, but like no train for like or straight away not allowing straight away strictly refusing to allow Bran to write also to have anyone help Bran to that write for who's that prisoner that about the thing. So but they able to bring like about who straight away appear uh from as well as like everyone who's heard like about why like confusion about Adel and like straight away assume that basically it's like a trap by Tyrion to have like France leave like kind of help so as to like gently bring down France to get off the land and for them all to like appeal stereos like pop up to like help France right when the hero and so the player will find about giving the order to everyone to like definitely uh like to definitely not help France right for the hero and yet like I'm different like France setting up that usually ending up getting one of the Slack helpers to like literally extending help them right for the Slack the scenarios that are good. And that way for the about recurring speaking to the of like branch like into we set up like the land lead with the fell and set off to like the war by himself especially in the scenario that I'm looking and that point I'm going that secret help of that branch so they feeling confident or confident as of like basically definitely won't be able to then find out that it in that can help Brian to like right there. It's like the scenario that I'm going to find, but like I'm trying that things not going like the way we plans and in case there might have maybe I'm not different happening of the business. So like that way how I'm going to bring into the form that the law of that help of that Brian to actually happening. While Brian would have already made it to that from the to that the one like the scenario that I'm just about to find them with the information right now. Oh yes, so that's certainly not going to get membership right now. It's for like Sam to the what that we have and explain transformation in that the system scenario and Sam wants that we take up that image of like identities of like and like the location of the wall like the and that can depend on the wall like the system structuring that and all those things. So that really much we are for like Sam and so this league bonding and being placed there and with bond of friendship that will be quickly get informed that that they are putting like Sam and without great delay being absolutely determined uh, that actual change happening to like Sam without great delay and Sam being absolutely determined to becoming absolutely determined to that be useful. I'd like the bond like the scenario that I'm looking at. I like that absolute determination of like Sam to not give up because bring even the like Sam that by being a covered like that factor like in the bring know to that greatly appreciate about Sam's like the determination like Snow greatly appreciating and yeah that way like Sam and Snow like Snow giving that extra hour training for like Sam alone and like Sam definitely being absolutely determined and basically like regardless how much like pain and like how much like Sam would be tired like Sam would be still determined to like keep on training in like like scenario and for that training by as well as like eventually for probably going for like Tyrion return back to like the war and at that point like Tyrion has been only taking quite a liking towards like and bonding with like Sam and like and that way was like the competition they are notifying like was like the collective training by Tyrion as well as like Snow and so like setting any like that major transformation happening for Sam like the figure and Sam even more comics was like yeah, and basically like Sam hitting up in the support that's like an extremely bold warrior of like the bond uh and like like maybe Sam basically ending up being like the second strongest and like the bond Terraform's warrior at like the wall after like snow like the figure is like the scenario that I'm going to right so like the still remember that 1,000 years back might have been when like with the mind of summoning stuff and basically abruptly stopped and basically for a long time there might have been no window at all at like around like the location of that window as well as like around like the location of like the wall might have been actually at Neal's range and that might have resulted in like the extension of like almost like the entire thing of like the white walkers except for like the leader of like the white walkers. So alone might have been even more tougher than the remaining white walkers and the leader of the white walkers might have in order to survive like my job left that location as like my job eventually ended up at like the uh, at like locations with like cold temperatures and conditions and like my job eventually ended up at like maybe like the shadowlands of Asshai, which might have had like the perfect climatic conditions for like the year of that so I was to be able to like survive my job like that could just everything the new for like the idea of like and I'm still remembering that like at like the Shadowlands of like I might be that the location where like all the dragons of like the world of that they thrown might actually living might be even to the person might be only at like the location of like the Shadowlands of I might be that actually going to do the white worker live might have still managed to like survive there might be that that have to still hiding from like violent might be actually the live of that and like the leader of like the white worker might have white workers might have like the power to like change their faces uh, among like other physical powers like they might have had like the power to like change their face might be that the case is definitely might going to them. So that's why on demand frame in like the leader of like the white worker alone maybe might have survived for like then that affects about 1,000 years. So most likely what might be that considering that bring into that the white workers might be having like the power access to like the power of immortality as long as like they take life so from other creatures of beings might be that will be possible might be that will be the that live on the that way that can only bring that even though for the comprehension that 1,000 years plan even with like the extension of that, the remaining white workers might have handled like still lack the still like the leader of like the white workers, might have survived and like the shadowlands of the side most likely by taking like the life soul of like dragon Sora like they might have had with that and like shadowlands of the side. If that happens, then might do like that would be like against the cleaner direction. So like that have to step like the deal of like the white workers might have survived and like the shadowlands of the side might feel like that would be against the cleaner direction for the thing for like maybe the of things like the white focus not just being able to like change the face, but like maybe also being able to like shape shift into taking the form of like any creature they might want to. They might have the power might be replaced with human premise. So like to have maybe survive having the shadowlands from outside amongst like all the range amongst the dragon. Which might have been the like and maybe the leader of the divine workers might have shapeshifted into taking the form of like a dragon might have been into taking the form of like a tiny dragon might have been might have happened this land also like about the things that I'm going to make and method very and that way like the land and that way like the on that I'm looking at it which is the demand of that maybe like the deal of the device one of made of survive like when that's affecting of India and eventually it might have decided to like return back to that set of cases of like the world might have been like the in like the recent years might have been like the game certainly might experience and that way like it might have been the days of like the white world of that might have from like the seven and certain type to might have like failed uh, a shift with like color of paint to make it towards like to make it towards like the location of like the one to that sort of like uh fellow comrade white workers might have been like the actual like the recent years might have been like the different one kind of aspects of being my direction for instance right now. So like what's the of the direction right now and I think that is the part well adapt still thing that might have been still in like the position of that the Lord of the like that might have been maybe some position that like adapt to this like question which might have maybe lack mildly disappointed lack Aris Targaryen, which might have suddenly lack Aris Targaryen like really deciding to lack punish adapt by most likely what Aris Targaryen might have back then some might have been most likely someone lack adapt lack father as well as his brother as well as adapt to like the king of marriage. Put that up to step without uh, in an equal manner, like the king might have summoned that and they put it in a planet and lack one lack around lack father to up and up to the and showed up to let it of them double frame might be only at that point that lag totally they might have even realized that lag is they now need someone uh to be delivered an absolute punishment by lack Targaryen. They might only realize it at that point solely due to that ex-Targaryen being mildly upset with the conclusion of Black Panther given the ambition and even through the certain that way Eddard might be feeling that might be drowning in that kid for having taken that decision at later on due to like this might be along the lines that Eddard might be blamed that could even to the notion might be that the case that meet my experience. So like these are the new investment right now for like King Roberts like for like eventually actually happening and like the regardless of that how much like I'm sort of like that are like trying to like to really convince like Robert about like the situation and basically to like have like the tournament but like a different like Robert forcing head up that and that should have the conducted the tournament and the Kings tournament happening and basically adapt actually being forced by Robert to that related part like the tournament as well. It's like so that the scenario that I'm looking and that we have to try in that case tournament like as like that things tournament like would be about to be over like an adult I'm trying to be about to see the victory in like the things tournament is like the scenario that I'm trying when supposed to be only at that point that I'm looking and like the things tournament will be able to be over but it's supposed to be most likely at that point that like sort of rightly and like how do I go and the making it to that setting of magic and like the actual that people do is like the scenario that I'm sure them right I'm not in there I'm not in my so that we remember the real the thing is for like in like the about one period of the running for like in like setting tournament end up being forced by our to like end up and participate and the moment like they would be finding out that end up with like participating junior as well that we satisfied with that to participate in that setting tournament so everyone that is like stronger and more skillful than and after like the scenario that I'm and get like all that uh hope of that Jamie ending up early back in like the Kings tournament reflected in the scenario that I'm going the Kings tournament I'm going the final two that will be left standing I'm looking to be Jamie and after like in scenario that I'm going and Jamie I'm looking until that point like survive like they through stealthy and trickery way when compared to adapt to the straight away taking on adapts like one of the adapts like opponent and like progressing in that tournament while Jamie also becoming stealthy heading from like multiple bats in like the team's tournament and like basically waiting until like the opponent like batting features of and like instead of getting beat for like Jamie at that point to like make his move and take advantage of and break the opponent down one by one and that way it's one of the actually the final two in like against score I'm ready up the Jamie and after like Nari style of it. So like in that showdown battle I'm remembering that Jamie getting thoroughly embarrassed by Adam like thoroughly hugely for foreign and defeating Jamie is like and clearly it being after evident like Adam like situation that like Adam was like not to be the terms of like skills and friendly and that is that everything was compared to like Jamie is like the scenario to like the adaptive the door in really or cheering Adam on at that point of like the scenario that I'm looking and that being such a huge blow to like Jamie's like ego and pride like the narrative that I'm looking at. Jamie at that point being really frustrated. And like as like that would be about to adapt I'm totally at that point that only forcing telling Jamie to like only forfeit and give up that like Jamie that like the winner which like evident to be around the line like adapt would be telling Jamie and like composing as Jamie would be about to next in the process and the election man will be about to that sort of this like forfeiting at that way that's the case when I'm monitoring was getting for like the army of like the writing as well as like Mr. and camera like all of them like integrating into like the thing that depend like the land like it's not even that it's not another example right so like the man is the way of the right now that like the night before like the of John Aaron like John Aaron might have been well, some of my friends actually aware of that basically it is that enough to learn the work of that Jamie and explain my key that it is that we remember and it's about that John Aaron might have been putting the rather than that team is now not going to like survive situation, and that is so John Arnold might have been like in the like night before when also John Arnold happened, like John Arnold might have likely placed like a letter on that specific foot he inquired the night before his job might be left again, and that letter might be meant for still be placed within that book and might be meant for like Robert and uh, meant for like Robert and Edda might be like the need of privilege, and even like John Aaron might have written and revealed about like all the social information of like about like the secret between like the Queen and Jamie, as well as like the extreme depth of like King Robert, which might I'm still thinking my prediction might be a little bit most likely might be due to mainly due to that Jamie might be like the activity of the case, you know, prediction that Jamie might have that absolute create for like money and basically and like the Queen might have been constantly like take advantage of like in that third season of like Game of Thrones that might have been constantly might have certainly taking advantage of that King Robert's like carelessness to like sneak in and provide more and more uh, for like Jamie's like luxury and greed might be steady luxury and greed might be like the activity of like the game that might be during the that might be maybe how like the extreme that situation of letting Robert might have happened that we might experience and definitely and definitely underscoring like Jonah might have questioned like the Queen about this might have been what might have happened at the Cleveland prison. That might have been what might have also been like been targeting John R. Might have been also what might have happened at the Cleveland prison. So like all this like crucial information like John R. might have added onto that level and placed it within that book might be like the activity of like against the Cleveland prison. So like a lot of great that or like for that according to the like for that like fighting that specific level and finding out what the all sorts of like that social information about one brand and from that level within that group. Is like this scenario that I'm using for example duration right now. Okay, so like the claim of the duration of generation is that like the landscapes might be having a long history of like different leading to even their grandfather and great grandfather like something different in those numbers might be that the activity of the game that we need to manage. As John Hammond might be aware of it, might be of all the games that he might be doing and just right now. So like the thing might be doing right now that like the number of the different that might have been a lot of them by John Hammond and for like the Robert as well as like Edda. Something to like maybe revealing like the social information connected to like gaming and like the game secret as well as like the landscapes that it's free of that betrayal as well as like system betrayal as well as like something to like the activity behind that in Robert like that's the game might have been like the case with the new method of the reaction, but like the creation might have most likely uh found that book found out about that book and like the letter contained that book and like the queen might have suddenly managed to like get rid of it without the maester finding out about it. Might be what might have happened to the queen on the reality. So luckily might have been right now that like John Aaron might have maybe foreseen such a possibility and that way like John Aaron might have most likely while visiting like the armor of the city like John Aaron might have also given the letter a copy of that letter to that armor as well might be like the case that even John Aaron might have foreseen like the possibility of that eventually after like John Aaron long like Robert likely wanting like adapt to the just like hand of the king and basically eventually the land was coming out from like Robert as well as like adapt might be to that extent like John Aaron might have foreseen like it is the possibility. So John Aaron not like protect like what Absalom Adam like no, John Aaron might have also made a copy of like that land and might have given it to like the armor place as well to the armor and when might be like that telephone might have recently on credit. So like the queen might have not found out about like the copy about them training like the copying this thing just like the armor might be like against the river friends as well as like John Aaron might have most likely while visiting the armor might have also order like the might have told like the armor to create this like absolute masterpiece to give it to like absolute everything don't have might have paid that armor handsomely to black for everything we had John Armor might have had remaining as per like well to land and might have told the armor up to build this land as good masterpiece of like the soul and like the plate might be meant for like adapt time zone and to for like adapt to the real like production itself when the time comes when like the land might eventually turn against like adapt as well. So that like adapt to that not only production itself but also like forward as well. Might be along the lines to like a great extent to which like John Aaron find out maybe for such competitive since my job is always might have been what like might have done before that like soon before like John and like love might have been what might have happened in the training. So like once like adapt is being eating like or like much adapt the feeling like the copy of like as well as like an extremely powerful great zone is one of the things will be waiting for and that will like the attack down the place like the now that I'm looking at that we are bring that and that to that and good shot after like going through the net random movement for like and almost like using that actually fundamentally into that and will market piece of like great so of the great zone in like the eventual kick so the when it definitely think would be entering in that game tournament and if that tournament like the losing that so to battle in that tournament and using that growth against like gaming as well while defeating gaming as well. With like feeling the finale that so that we able to bring that battle to be extremely emotional battle for an especially considering so because that by then and I'm considering my friends do have know about like daily like Olympic people might be like the same on brand version that on delivering a got to be that powerful great zone about the direction which I'm delivering to eventually be playing a huge role in like adapts like battle performance against like with the battle performance against like Calbrado in adapting into be appearing in like but it's just whether it's way to like appearing in like defeating Calbrado eventually it's like killing the scenario that I'm very